This is Shaquille O'Neal. He's a 7'1" beast who is one of the best basketball players of all time. But today he's going to be beginning his career as a 70 overall striker for the New York Red Bulls. His dream is to win the Ballon d'Or and become the only athlete to win both the NBA's MVP and football's Ballon d'Or in world history. And it's my job to take him there. What's the best way for me to get Shaq as many games as possible? Well, it's quite simple. He's actually the second best striker on the team already, so he can just start up front alongside Van Zier. Let's see how we get on. We're here at the first game of the season, and there is Shaq on the ball. Oh my god, he is way bigger than everyone. But like, look how big Shaq is compared to this centre back. It is not fair. Look at the state of that. The centre back has literally no chance. That is absurd. Let's swim to the end. Can they win this game against the Houston Dynamo? A 2-1 win, and it's Shaq with the winner in the 87th minute. Shaquille O'Neal gets the winner for the Red Bulls. Maybe there is hope in this simulation. While we're here, we're also going to pick up some really good coaches. Get the attacking skills up. We're trying to get Shaq as good as possible, as quickly as possible. Oh, here we go. Shaq versus Messi. Oh, Shaq wins 2-1. Let's go. And who's the top scorer for the team? Shaq is second with 2 goals. That's pretty decent. Let's go to the end of this year and see how he's doing. Whoa, what a season for Shaq. We're here at the end of season 1, and Shaquille O'Neal has 7 goals and 4 assists. Actually, a pretty decent debut campaign for a young Shaq, although now he's up to a 76 overall. He's the best player on the team. The second best player is the striker beside him. It's actually a very nice New York team. How did they do in the MLS? Oh my god, never mind. They finished 14th in the Eastern Conference. That is horrific. They did so badly. And Orlando won the whole thing. Okay, that's weird. Really weird. I'm delighted for Shaq though. I'm glad he's doing well. Okay, I'm happy with that for Shaq in his first season. He'll definitely have European clubs looking at him, if not just for his size. He kind of gets in the way of your view. You can't help but look at him. A player that big and that impactful. Of course, people are going to be looking at him. He's the best young striker in the MLS. Let's see if he can carry it on next season. If he has a really good first 6 months with New York, who actually play in New Jersey, which is where Shaq is from, that's why he's playing for them, then he could make a move to Europe. Definitely he could, as long as he keeps this momentum up. Let's see if he can. And after 17 games, Shaq has 17 goals and 3 assists. He's dominating the MLS at this point. He's too good to be here. And I have some great news. It is June, and we're halfway through the MLS season, and I've received offers here from 3 different clubs, and they're all very interesting offers. Let me read them out to you. First of all, we have an offer from a team called Bristol City. Now, they're in the Championship in England, a very competitive division, and a division notorious for developing young talent. Jude Bellingham, for example. However, there's other offers on the table. Also, Bristol City aren't the most ambitious of clubs, but they will definitely be a great stepping stone for Shaq once he gets to Europe. The second club that has an offer on the table is Monza in the Serie A. Now, as I said, they're Serie A. That's a top division club. However, higher standards means more competition. Shaq is still young, still very raw, scoring a lot of goals, but he's 7'1". He can't help but score so many goals. And in the Italian league, a very notorious league for defensive stability, he might struggle. But there's another option on the table, and that's Malmo in Sweden. Now, this is an interesting one because Malmo are one of the best teams in their country, which means they do qualify for European competition. However, the standard of the Swedish league isn't really that good, which means Shaq has a real big dilemma. Go play for Bristol City and develop in a tough league, go play for Monza and develop in an even tougher league, or go play for Malmo and play some in Europe, but also have maybe some easier league games. It's a tough decision, and Shaq doesn't really have much time to make up his mind. And quite simply, it was no competition. Shaquille O'Neal wants to play top division European football, so he's made the move to AC Monza in the Serie A. Also, Monza is just outside Milan, so Shaquille O'Neal can get his fashion in. Of course, he loves his fashion. A man of taste, a man of culture, a man made from Milan. Monza calls for Shaquille O'Neal. He picks up the number 21 jersey. Oh, he didn't even fit in the frame. Oh my god. That is hilarious. He's going to dominate in Monza. Hopefully, of course. For a price of 42.9 million, there's a bit of pressure on his big wide shoulders. This is going to be tough. Good, hopefully for him. Also definitely tough. And this is the Monza team that he inherits. There's a guy called Petagna up front. There's also Avila, who's 80 overall. Nemecha as well. Plenty of competition up front. This is going to be difficult for Shaq to break into. I think he can, but it will definitely take a bit of time. This is a very, very solid, good team. They have a lot of depth. And in the Serie A, well, of course, it's just starting, but now they have Shaquille O'Neal. Interesting. We have to scroll down very far to find Shaq. He's just one of a few players at this club. Not considered particularly special by any means. Look at all these players that are better than him. He has to get up to an 82 overall to be the best player at the club. And in his first season in Europe, it really is sink or swim. Let's see if he can compete. Just a reminder that the reason why Shaquille O'Neal is working so hard is to be the first American Ballon d'Or winner and the first person to be the best player in two different sports. And Erling Haaland, well, he's the competition, isn't he? The 2025 Ballon d'Or goes to him. Shaq's gonna somehow have to knock him off his perch. And while he's a 6'5" Norwegian Viking, Shaq is a 7'1" American beast. It's gonna be a great competition for the Ballon d'Or if Shaq ever gets there. First, he needs to break into this Monza side. We're back at Monza now at the end of the season. Shaq is a 79 rated striker, and I think he's good enough to start, which is incredible. The amount of strikers on this team is incredible. And Shaquille O'Neal, yeah, he's climbed up the pecking order. He's now on the first page of players. Avila and Mecha are slightly better still, but Shaquille O'Neal is young and he'll only get better. And the American forward gets 8 goals and 4 assists. Okay, that's pretty good. 38 games means he at least came off the bench as many times as he possibly could. It's an okay first season in Europe. I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. Could have been better, but definitely could have been significantly worse. And with 3 games to go, Monza are just outside the European places. They're not far off Europe. Let's just fly through these last couple of games. AC Milan, Genoa, and Roma. That's a tough set of fixtures. They get a loss against Milan. Can they beat Genoa to keep them in European fight? Yes, they can. Now it's Roma on the final day. They are 8th and they are not going to qualify for Europe. And they win against Roma and they finish 7th. Good season for Monza. Not a great season. I bet Shaq will be happy though. It has to be said, he's done incredibly well to fight his way into this team. And at this point, he could make a considerable and probably correct argument that he's the best striker on this team. He's young, he's ready to fight for the club, and who knows, maybe with a little bit of luck, he can push Monza into those European places. I bet he can. I really hope he can. Let's see if he can do it. Shaq's on international duty. No way. I didn't even notice this. It's 2026. It's the World Cup. Hold on. Unbelievable. Here we are with the American team, and sure enough, Shaq is on the bench. Whoa, that's an incredible achievement for a young Shaq. 23 years old and an American international. And this American team, by the way, is very good. Actually very solid. That front three is very nice. Pulisic, Balogun, and Gio Reyna. Oh, but they got knocked out. They lost every single group game. Oh, dearie me. Poor Shaq. But I really think it's now or never for Shaq. In his second season in Europe, 8 goals is simply not going to be enough, especially as an American coming across. He really needs to prove himself now, or they'll just ship him back to New York. Like, it's no big deal to these guys. There's plenty of strikers queuing up to take Shaq's place. He needs to cement this position for himself for a very long time. We're back at Monza. This is good though. A really interesting season for Shaq. He's 83 rated. He's now one of the best players at the club. Monza are 6th in the table. Honestly, it's the Shaq effect. He's become the main striker and he's grasped the opportunity with 2 hands, just like he's gonna grasp that Ballon d'Or when he does eventually win it. Fingers crossed. There we go. We can see Shaq has 20 goals in the Serie A in 35 matches. He's absolutely flying. There we go. 21 goals for Shaq. 20 of them in the Serie A. He's the top scorer on the team and he's doing excellently well. And here's the situation for Monza. They missed out on Europe last year, but this year he could sneak in. Remember, he turned down guaranteed European football at Malmo to try and get it with Monza, and he might just do that. A couple more wins, he could sneak into the Champions League if he gets lucky. So let's see if he can do it. 3 more games to go. Cremonese, Inter Milan, and Bologna on the final day. First game against Cremonese is a 4-1 win. Inter Milan, 3-1 loss. That was always going to be tough. They are top of the table, and it does leave us here. Guaranteed European football. 6th place is Conference League. We can just stim straight past Bologna. We lose 4-1. I don't even care. 6th place in the Serie A. Guaranteed football in Europe for Shaquille O'Neal as one of the Serie A's premier strikers. He finishes the season on a grand total of 21 goals and 13 assists. Not only is he providing goals, but he's a playmaker. That's incredible. But this does bring up a dilemma for Shaquille O'Neal. He is 83 rated, like I said, but that means he would start up front for a lot of clubs, and some of those clubs might be even in the Champions League. So he has a bit of a dilemma. Stay at Monza, play out this Conference League season as the best player on the team, most likely. Granted, Carlos Augusto is here to help him. Or make a move. The big move in Europe is probably to go to the Premier League. It's the most competitive league in the world where he can take on Erling Haaland, his Ballon d'Or rival, one-on-one. So I don't really know what he's going to do. I'm going to leave Monza and come back at the end of the transfer window, and fingers crossed he's still going to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's September the 1st. The transfer window has closed, and Shaquille O'Neal, well, is he still at Monza? We're about to find out. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I still don't know. Squad hub. Ready? go. He is. He's remained at Monza. Wow. Okay. That's surprising. I really thought Shaq would make a move. Honestly, I genuinely did. But I suppose his intentions are relatively clear. Shaquille O'Neal loves Manchester United. It's a massive historical club, just like the Los Angeles Lakers were. When he moved from the Orlando Magic to the Lakers, he knew what he was getting himself into. The bright lights of LA suited him perfectly. And Manchester United, as far as world football goes, is one of the biggest clubs of all time. The legacy, the history, and it was once good and is now currently a bit dodgy. I think he wants to go to Manchester. I really do think he wants to go to Manchester. And of course, they have Rasmus Højlund up front, a big Danish striker, oddly similar to Shaq, which means they don't really need a striker. As a result, Shaq's waiting. He must be waiting for Manchester United. So he's going to stay with Monza for a season, play out the European campaign, and see if he can dominate in the Conference League. We are back with Shaq, 86 overall, with 88 pace at 7'1". That is just simply unfair. He is quite comfortably the best player on this Monza team now. But can they get through the Conference League? Oh, 3-1 down. And they lost to Bergamo. Oh no. Oh my god. They're out of the Conference League in the round of 16. That is so bad. And in the Serie A, they're mid-table. Oh, it's all gone wrong. Shaquille, my guy, what's happened? He's absolutely knackered. Look at him. What's his stamina? Is he just like, what? 73 stamina. Okay, 99 strength. Oh, that's surprising. Of course. He's Shaquille O'Neal. Of course he has 99 strength. But yeah, he's the best player on the team at this point. A team that's actually slowly creeping up and getting better. Wow, 29 goals for Shaquille O'Neal. That's really good. Shaq is cooking, but second is 12 goals and third is 10 goals. But is Shaq really carrying this hard? Is that what's going on here? Okay, I think I know what the problem is. I think Shaq's trying to do everything himself and he's not trusting his teammates enough because the supporting cast here is good. It's a very, very solid team around him and he hasn't realized that he can't do everything himself. He needs to learn to pass the ball. He needs to learn to trust his teammates and play the game as a team. You can't win trophies on your own. I don't think Shaq's realized that yet. Maybe he will, but at the moment, his team is suffering because of it. Is he throwing away his career by trying to be an individual? He might be. I really hope not. Okay, so I'm at Monza for the start of the season and Shaquille O'Neal is injured. He's pulled his hamstring. He's fit in 3 weeks. This is bad. I just want to see how the team gets on though. Without Shaquille O'Neal in it, I wonder, because it's no secret that Shaq has been taking the ball off so many people's feet just to try and score loads of goals and help the team out, he thinks. But in reality, he's been really difficult for the team. He comes out and it'll be Mota going in with Pessina going here. Shaq's in the reserves. Let's see how this team gets on without him. So before he comes back, there's 3 games. Roma, Lazio, and Fiorentina. That is tough. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Shaquille O'Neal has missed 3 games of football for Monza, and in that time, they've played against Roma, Lazio, and Fiorentina. They're 3 very strong Italian clubs. And Monza have emerged with 7 points from a possible 9. I think my theory was right. I think the team plays better without Shaq. Now that he's healthy again, he has to notice that. Yeah, he's the top scorer, but the team plays better without him. That's so interesting. Wow, okay. What does that mean? Does that mean that Shaquille O'Neal needs to change his game? I think it does. That has to hit home at this point. I think he's realized that he's actually the problem and that in order to win, he needs to start playing with his teammates as opposed to trying to do it all himself. He needs to trust his teammates. If he's ever going to win a Ballon d'Or, he has to realize that the Ballon d'Or is a team award that's won by an individual. Can his team prop him up and make him a better player? Or is he going to have to try and drag them kicking and screaming? He doesn't want to do that. And if Shaq is leaving Monza, you know exactly where he's going. He's joining Manchester United. He's cut a deal with Manchester United in order to maximize his playing time. It's going to be a strike partnership of him and Højlund up front with Rashford on the wing. It's going to be incredible. He picks up the Manchester United number 9 jersey and he's suited in the garms. Let's go. And when I said they were going to play 2 up front, I wasn't lying. Højlund on the left and Shaq on the right. Højlund is left-footed, Shaq is right-footed. This is perfect. It's actually a really solid Manchester United team. Let's leave it for a year and see how they do. We're about halfway through the season now and Shaq has 14 goals and 8 assists. He's really understanding the value of his teammates. I definitely think he's really bringing everyone else in. He actually has the joint most assists on the team. That's really indicative of improvement. And this double big man tactic is really working. Manchester United are so far top of the Premier League with 1 loss and 44 goals scored. The only team really in their sights is Liverpool, just behind them. Okay, we're here at Manchester United at the end of the year. They're top of the Premier League with 1 loss all season. Shaq is 91 rated, now one of the best players in the world, and he's absolutely upped his game. He's got 24 goals and 13 assists, the most assists on the team. He knows how to fit into a system. He's used the lessons from Monza and he's applied them brilliantly to his dream club. On top of of that, they're in a Champions League semi-final against Juventus. And yeah, they're in the FA Cup final. They're actually on for the treble. This is ridiculous. How are they going to do? They're 2-1 up against Juve, and they beat West Ham, and they're in the Champions League final. Oh my God. Okay, so they've won the Premier League as well. Jeez, what a season. This is insane. Arsenal 2-2 draw. They beat Liverpool to rub salt into the wound, and they win the Premier League. Ridiculous. 93 points and Premier League champions. Now they need to go and win the FA Cup against a good Tottenham Hotspur team. Can they win the FA Cup? Yes, they do. And it's Højlund in extra time after a Shaq equaliser. That's the partnership working to its full effect. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Shaquille O'Neal is turning into a Manchester United legend, and he is one game off replicating 1999. That's the Liverpool team that needs to be beaten. It's a very good squad. Can Shaq make history in the San Siro tonight? Yes, he can. It's an Anthony winner. Let's go. Manchester United win the treble with Shaq. Oh my God. That's an incredible first season. No way. That's the most insane thing I've ever seen. Oh my God. And how did Shaquille O'Neal finish the season? 28 goals and 13 assists, 41 goal contributions. And Rasmus Højlund had 40 goal contributions. Between the pair of them, they had 81 goal contributions. That's just not fair. On top of that, Marcus Rashford had 40 of his own. And Anthony had 30. Wow, that's insane. This 4-4-2 is just killing teams. And it leaves us in a pretty nice situation. We're going to go to the Ballon d'Or now, and we're going to see if Shaquille O'Neal can finally get nominated for the first time. Here are the Ballon d'Or nominees. And Shaquille O'Neal is there. He's made it there. Alongside Mbappe, Haaland, and his teammate Rasmus Højlund. Everyone's ready. The Ballon d'Or ceremony is here. The strike partnership is there. Who is going to take the Ballon d'Or? Whose Ballon d'Or is it anyway? It's Haaland! No, okay, that's okay. It's Shaq's first nomination for the Ballon d'Or. It could be much, much worse. Erling Haaland takes the Ballon d'Or in 2030. Shaq still has time. That's okay. It's progress. It's frustrating, but it's progress. I can't believe how close he is. He's right there. Back at United, Shaq is up to a 93 rating. He's the third top scorer on the team, but he has the most assists. Look how many tournaments he's played in. That's insane. Oh my God. It's May, by the way, and Shaquille O'Neal is second in the Premier League and equal on points with Manchester City. It really is going to come down to the final day of the season for Shaq. A draw against Villa, a win against Burnley. It leaves him with a shot at the title, equal on points with Manchester City. It doesn't get better than this. And this could win Shaq the Ballon d'Or. It really could. If he pushes hard in this game and gets over the line and wins the Premier League title, taking it off Man City on the final day, that's legendary status. And they win 1-0 against Leeds, and they do win the Premier League title. There we go. That could be it for Shaq. Is that enough to put him over the line and win him the Ballon d'Or? I really hope so. Despite winning the literal treble last year, they got knocked out of the Champions League in the group stage. Oh my God. And then in the Europa League, they got knocked out by Rennes in the round of 16. And then what about in the FA Cup? How did they do in the FA Cup? Bristol City. Oh, that's so bad. They should have done better. They should have really done better. But look, Shaq had a pretty decent season. I think actually Højlund did better. But of course, let's get to the Ballon d'Or and see what happens. Shaquille O'Neal is now one of the world's best. He's on that Ballon d'Or level. He just needs to put it all together into one great season and then win the Ballon d'Or. Simple as that. Okay, here are the Ballon d'Or nominees. Okay, Shaq is there. It's Man City versus Man United. Højlund, Shaq, Foden, and Haaland, all Ballon d'Or nominated. In which case, who is going to take the Ballon d'Or? Is it going to finally be Shaq? Who's going to win it? Oh my God, it's Foden! Oh, no way. Phil Foden wins the Ballon d'Or. It goes to Man City. Shaq and Højlund were so close. They're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Next season has to be the year, or I'm throwing my toys out of the pram. I'm livid at this point. I don't know what else Shaq can do. He won the treble and didn't win the Ballon d'Or. And then he beat Man City to the Premier League, and a Man City player won the Ballon d'Or. Like, I don't know what I do. I don't know what to do. Has he got to win everything? Absolutely everything. They're currently top of the Premier League. Haven't lost a game yet. I don't know. I actually don't know. They're in the Champions League against Sevilla and Genk, and they're currently top of that group. Okay, so this team is definitely the best team in the world. Shaq is the best player on the best team in the world, and he's been overlooked for the Ballon d'Or twice now. They get a win against Sevilla, and they lose to Brighton. That's the first game of the Premier League season that they've lost, which is insane. And they lose to Genk. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Oh, they're out of the cup, though. What cup is that? Is that the League Cup? Yeah, it's the League Cup. Okay. Ipswich knocked them out of the League Cup 1-0. That's embarrassing, but it's the League Cup. Who really cares? The three trophies that we really care about are the Premier League, the Champions League, and the FA Cup. But I think if Shaq wants to win the Ballon d'Or, he needs to have a really good solo season. 22-4. Yeah, that would do it. Oh my God. The more you play with your teammates, the better you will get, and the better your stats will be for sure. The draw with Fulham sets up a replay. This is good so far. This season is going well. Actually better than the other seasons. Like last season, Shaq kind of fell into the pack a little bit. He was the second or third top goal scorer. But this season, he's topped by absolutely miles. 16 goals in the Premier League already. 5 in the Champions League as well. He is unbelievable. And a win against Fulham takes them through. Manchester City in the FA Cup. Oh my God. And they beat them 2-0. What a result that is. Man City are out of the FA Cup. That's a massive win for Shaq. Okay, just a quick update. 26 games in and we are top of the Premier League. Man City have played one less game. If they win that game 2-1, we are exactly tied. That is insane. Let me sim through and see what happens. So we beat Preston and with Crystal Palace to play, draw with Crystal Palace. Okay, that means we're not going to be level. Oh, and they did win 2-1. Okay. So if you take away that draw we had with Crystal Palace, we're literally level with Manchester City. That's crazy. What a season so far. And we beat Hoffenheim. Great. We're through in the Champions League. That's good. And we knocked Bournemouth out of the FA Cup. That's good as well. This season is coming together beautifully, but it only takes one loss to get it off the rails. Ajax in the quarterfinals of the Champions League is a lovely tie, and West Ham in an FA Cup semi-final, I'll definitely take that. Also in the Premier League, we're still top by a single point. It is so close. Liverpool aren't far off either. 3 points off. It's a real three-way title race. Let's fly through this. Come on. 2-2 draw, and we beat Bournemouth. That's good. Big game here against Aston Villa. We could really do with a win. A 1-1 draw. Shaq with a goal, but it's not enough. Liverpool get a win against Brentford as well. And now in the Premier League, we are second and Manchester City are top. This is dangerous territory we're in now. First game against Ajax is a 2-0 win. That's good. And a draw against Coventry. I don't like that. And we're through in the Champions League. That's good. We need to do this for Shaq. Look at that card. 92 pace, 95 shooting, 92 physical. 4-star skill moves as well, by the way. What a man. These two games are essential. Obviously, FA Cup semi-final, we have to win to get to the final. But in the Premier League, we're playing against Liverpool, who are right behind us. And if they beat us, they will get right on our tails. So here we go. West Ham to play. And we beat them. Liverpool. We beat them as well. That's massive. Oh God, it's Barcelona in the Champions League semi-final. No. Oh, this is going to be so difficult. I've got a headache already. Okay. No holds barred. Here we go. Draw against Tottenham. We beat Barcelona. We draw with Leeds. And we're into the Champions League final. And we beat Brentford. Is that enough? Are we still up there? We are, kind of. Liverpool have fallen away, just like they did in real life this season. But Manchester City are 1 point ahead of us with a game in hand. Must win here. And we win. Okay, that's good. Okay, we got the win against Nottingham Forest, but now we have a bit of a problem. We're 2 points behind Manchester City on the final day. We need a miracle. Manchester City are playing against, Arsenal. Oh, that's good. I mean, we are playing against Chelsea, but Chelsea are 7th. Arsenal could get a result against Man City, but even if Man City draw, it's very unlikely we're going to make up the goal difference. So we need Arsenal to win. Simple as that. This is going to be tough. Here we go. Beat Chelsea. And we drew. And Man City drew. And we lost the Premier League title. That's okay, though. We lost one game all year and still didn't win the Premier League. But look, okay, I'm trying to save the situation. I can't. That's so disappointing. I really wanted to win the Premier League. Never mind, though. We still have the FA Cup to go. Shaq can win the FA Cup, yes? Oh, no. Oh, dear. This is going badly. He's bottled 2 trophies in a week. Well, the treble died when we drew with Chelsea. And now we have Roma in the Champions League final. Games don't get much bigger than this. We're going to watch this game out. Yeah, I think if Shaq wins this game, he wins the Ballon d'Or. He's the best player in the world. And if he wins the Champions League, then the follies of before losing the Premier League and the FA Cup kind of get lost in the mix because he's a Champions League winner. And that's kind of enough. Let's watch this game out. Haaland and Højlund partnership together going to win the Champions League. Let's do it. Come on. Here we go. And while Shaquille O'Neal may have been one of the best players on Manchester United back when they won the treble a few years ago, this season he is the best player. Certainly. Without a doubt. He is the best player in the world. He deserves the Ballon d'Or. If he wins this game, he will win the Ballon d'Or. I'm pretty confident of that. Let's watch it out and pray that he does. This is it. Nothing more we can do now. My controller is going down and we are praying for Shaquille O'Neal. Come on. Evan Nilsson with the shot off the bat. Good save. Roma definitely starting off strong. And now Man United come forward. It's Tielemans round the corner. Tielemans still. What a run! Good save from Ramirez, but what a run from Tielemans. That's so promising to see in a Champions League final. And Rukavina now coming around the outside for Roma. Squares it to Evan Nilsson. And it's 1-0 to Roma. He's not losing every single final, is he? This would be the biggest bottle job in history. Surely not. This would be like the Leverkusen 2002 season, where they had the treble in their hands and they lost every single trophy. They're coming forward now, though. Højlund skips by his man. Højlund with a shot off the post, the inside of the post as well, but not into the net. So close for Rasmus Højlund. No way that misses. And now Roma come forwards. Da Costa into Ricky at the edge of the box. What a save again. Manchester United kind of clinging on here, oddly. I would really expect them to be doing better. Here's Shaq now on the ball. His first touches of the game into Scott. Can he play through Rasmus Højlund? Great football from Man United. Shaq working with his teammates and finding the back of the net as Rasmus Højlund. It's 1-1 between United and Roma. And this has a chance. Finally, Shaq has a chance. That was excellent build-up play. Shaq utilizing his teammates, using the learnings that he figured out in Monza to get him through this Champions League final. And it's 1-1. Brilliant play. And now we have a game on our hands. Shaq is not going to bottle this. Wins the ball back immediately. Here we go. He wants that Ballon d'Or extremely badly. He's trying to pull all the strings. He's a big guy. He's got big feet, but he's sorting them out very well. For a 7'1" behemoth, he's oddly technical. Going into halftime, I'm very impressed with Manchester United's resurgence. Here's Rasmus Højlund on the ball now, dropping very deep. Can he find his fellow strike partner? Holds off the defender, skins him actually. Into Shaq! Excellent football from Rasmus Højlund. Finds Shaq in space and he takes the goal. Celebrates like the beast that he is and puts his team 2-1 up in the Champions League final. Shaquille O'Neal is a monster. Rasmus Højlund was incredible there. He's got a goal and an assist. And Shaquille O'Neal, when he gets a sniff of a chance, tucks it away. And that's why he's the best player in the world. 2-1 to Manchester United under the arch at Wembley. And it's all thanks to the brilliance of Rasmus Højlund and the predatory instincts of Shaquille O'Neal. Into Arthur Vermeeren. Can Roma get a goal back here? Into Ibarra. What a tackle at the last. That was essential. Roma looking super dangerous though. I am not comfortable. Into Rashford. Can Shaq break here? Go on, Shaq. Run, Shaq. He's gone down the wing. Shaq. Oh, he got his pocket picked. Oh my God, that was close. Very brave from the goalkeeper. Into injury time now. Roma running out of time. They're not going to get forward. Man United are going to win the Champions League. Shaquille O'Neal is a Champions League winner. Just like that. The red side of Manchester is rambunctious again. And Manchester United have won their 4th Champions League. And from struggling at Monza, not really gelling, the whole way to the top of European football and maybe even the world, Shaquille O'Neal is a Champions League winner. That is incredible. Congratulations to Manchester United. But are we going to be saying congratulations to Shaq if he wins the Ballon d'Or? Of course he's going to get nominated. He has to now. But can he go one step further and win the award? Okay, here we go. It's time for the Ballon d'Or. Oh no! It's Shaq versus 3 Man City players. Don't do this to me. No. Come on, Shaq. Surely, man. Shaq, please. Yes! Shaquille O'Neal wins the Ballon d'Or. He's done it. His dream is accomplished. And thank you for watching this video. By the way, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Do that. And then thank you. Yes! It's over. Oh my God. What a monster.